Happy full moon, everybody. I just completed a full moon fire ceremony here in my space in Stockholm. And a really beautiful meditation came up during that process. So as usual, you could come into circle and you've got kind of like plans and the universe takes you in a different direction. And that was what happened today. So as we dropped into meditation, we did the thing that I thought we were going to do, and then Creator came in and was like, we got more. And it was so beautiful, and I really wanted it to share it with you. So I'm going to lead you through this meditation. This meditation is about creating your dream life. And that's not necessarily like a painting. I don't want you to think that like there's this painting of like, that's what I want, because it's not something you see. It's something you feel. It's something that you experience from the inside out. So it doesn't matter what you want, what your brain says you want. It's more important about what your body says you want to feel. So that's what we are going to work on in this little meditation. And be like, this meditation lasted like 40 minutes, and there was journaling and yada yada yada. So you're going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to be here with you for 40 minutes. So you're going to have to pause this video when it's time for you to do the meditation, and then pick back up when you've finished with your journaling, however long that takes. So go ahead and grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and we are going to get started. Okay? So once you have those things, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to connect into your heart center. A couple of deep breaths, just really sensing the physical center of your chest. Maybe you can feel your heart beating. And then I want you to ground. So you're going to imagine roots coming down from your legs, your feet, from your trunk essentially, all the way down into the center of the earth. And they spread out through the earth, pulling in nutrients and information and energy from all over. And you want to feel all of that support, all that nourishment coming up through those roots and into your body, that earth energy coming up. And you're going to take that right up and out the crown of your head. And I want you to imagine now your leaves and your branches. So just imagine you've got these giant, just like epic branches that go out with big fat leaves, healthy. And those extend way out into space and all the way up into the center of existence, really. And we're pulling information through those leaves and through those branches. We're pulling energy all the way back down into our body. So we have that creator energy coming into our body now, and we are filled with our energy and earth energy and creator energy. Just breathe that in. Now I want you to imagine. Don't actually imagine. What I want you to do is say, in the highest and best way, when I am living my most full and authentic life, I feel, and then I want you to feel. So I don't want you to go in your head and think about what you want to feel. I want you to imagine just, I'm in my most amazing life. And what do I feel? Don't look outwards, look inwards. And I'll use myself as an example, what I wrote when I did this. So that I felt warm. And when I said that, it wasn't temperature of the room or the space around me, but I felt warm. I felt perfect temperature. I felt calm, relaxed, regulated. I felt safe, inspired. I felt like I had plenty of time to do whatever. Like I could sit and meditate all day or whatever, and everything got done. Plenty of time. I felt supported. I did feel like there was a warm breeze. Just saying. I felt organized. I felt like I didn't have any worries. Like I had everything in control. Everything was in flow. My brain was quiet. I felt satiated. I felt nourished. So it wasn't this like I forgot to eat or anything. Like I ate when my body asked me to eat, and there was the perfect food there for me. I had great poops, always important. I had lots of healthy outdoor movement and activity. I had a balanced social life. I felt loved, and I felt in perfect silence and communion with nature. So you're just gonna take a few moments, as much time as you need here. What do I feel? What does my body feel like? What is my internal, like physical process, my digestion, my joints, my muscles? What's my energy level like? What are the emotions I'm feeling? So go ahead and pause this and take as much time as you need. And then we come back and we're going to extend that past just our experience and extend that out into the people in our life. So if you want a partner in that perfect space, or if you want a close friend or roommate, whatever it is, I want you to take a second and feel again. What is that person's experience? What are they feeling? How are they interacting in this space, in this life? So again, I'll use myself as an example. I envisioned myself with a partner, and that we, as a joint team, enjoyed the work that we were doing, whether that work was together or whether that work was separate, but we really enjoyed it and found value in it. There was a satisfaction there. He experienced laughter, a lot of fluidity in his body, in his reality, in just the way life moved for him. He experienced lust, dance and movement, exploration, freedom, ease, health, and initiative, inspiration. So take a moment, close your eyes, connect again deeply into your body, and imagine sitting in the room with that person moving around. And what are they experiencing? How does their body move? How is their soul being fed? So pause the video and take as much time as you need, and then come back. And then we're going to move to children. Now, not everybody wants children. I personally am never going to have children, but I have children in my life that I love and adore. So what would you want a child in your life, in this space, to be experiencing? So what I wrote for that was a safe place. I wanted them to feel like I was a safe place, and that my home was a safe place, and the environment that I had them in. So that might even mean we're on the beach, or we're on the ski slopes, or wherever we are. I have created a safe space for these children to play and to be curious, to be adventurous, and to explore, for them to stretch not just their minds, but their bodies, to find that edge of their being. Like, where do I end? I wanted to be them to feel like they have a safe space to push boundaries and discover where their end is, you know? And I wanted them to feel really loved and supported in their hearts. So whether you have children or not, you want children, just imagining, even if you don't have children or want children or don't like children, if a child was to enter into your space, what would you want them to feel? Let's pause the video, take a few moments for that. And then I want you to start to think about what would the animals in my life be experiencing? And I'm not just talking about domesticated animals like my dog, my cat, my gerbil. I want you to think about what the birds flying overhead are experiencing. What do they feel when they move into your space? What are the trash pandas, the raccoons? What are they experiencing when they go through your trash? we want to start to create this environment of like, I have this vibration around me, and what do I want anything and everything that comes into my vibration to experience? So take a moment, think about that. What I said was that I wanted them to have no worries. I wanted them to feel happy and playful. I wanted them to have trust, to be able to trust and feel safe around me, that I'm not going to come into their space, that I'm not going to tie them down, that I'm open to sharing space with them. I want them to feel nourished, and I want them to feel joyful and just very rested. So take a moment to think about your pets and just the animals around you. Maybe you've got chickens, goats. Maybe there's an owl that hangs out. What are they experiencing in your life via your vibration? What are you creating? And then I want you to think about the people that visit you, whether it's just your mailman or whether it's somebody to come work on your house, or friends or family, house guests, even a robber, a burglar. What do you want these people to feel when they come into your space? Your neighbors. I said I wanted them to feel at peace, like there was no rush. I wanted them to feel like there was so much space within themselves that they didn't have any stress. They just trusted that life was working out in the highest and best way for them. And I wanted them to be able to take deeper breaths. And as with everyone, I want everybody to have great poops. So go ahead and close your eyes. Connect into that. What do you want the people that come into your space to experience? What do you want to share from your life with these people? Take as much time as you need. If there's anything else that you want to add to this list, you can take a moment now to do that before we come back and look at blockages for a moment before finishing. And obviously, writing and feeling, more importantly, feeling these things that we want to create is super important. But also the work that we do to understand why we don't already have it. What are the beliefs? And those beliefs are not necessarily always ours. We have tons of them, don't get me wrong. But sometimes they're coming from our ancestors. There's so many coming from our ancestors because our ancestors didn't have a lot. So they had a lot of fear. They had a lot of stuff that was blocking them from believing that they could have a dream life or an easy life or just be loved in life. So we have to look at those things. We have to look at what we've experienced in past lives, what we've experienced in this life, what we've been told by society or our church or our family or our community. I, 2 years ago, immigrated to Sweden, and I have been digging through so many beliefs on what it means to be an immigrant. I mean, that's a charged word. There's always a conversation happening in the online Facebook group. The difference between what's an expat and what's an immigrant. And, it's a heated debate because immigrant's not a great word. It doesn't have positive energy attached to it. So we have to go through and clear that out. So that's what I'm talking about. If I don't want to live in my home country and I want to emigrate somewhere else, then I'm an immigrant. And if I'm walking around being like, I'm an immigrant and taking on all that energy, I'm going to have a hard time having this beautiful life that I'm trying to create. So that's where therapy really comes in. That's where awareness comes in. We're going to do some awareness cultivating here in a second. That's where, working with somebody like me who works on the energetic plane, who works with ancestors, because that's really my jam. I love working with ancestors and like hashing out this shit. is really important. So I like to work on all levels. So personally, I have a brain therapist that I go to, that I work with, my issues, my PTSD. I've got a more emotional therapist that I go to, that I work with, where I work with my adrenals and my nervous system because I have complex PTSD. And then I have my energy therapists, my shamans, people that do what I do, who I work with. And I'm working with myself all the time on this stuff, but I get stuck and I need help. So I have my own group of people. I think it's really important to make sure you've got somebody to help you with your behavior, your outward facing self. You're crazy. And help you deal with your emotions, and then help you deal with all of your energy and clear those blockages that aren't even yours. So if that interests you, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you with that. But if you're in a place where you're like, I can only work with myself right now, that's fine. I did that for years and years and years. And we're going to work with that a little bit right now. So I want you to, again, close your eyes, come back into your heart space, put yourself back in that life, okay? Feeling all those feelings, whoever's living with you, partner, roommate, children, parents, what are they experiencing that's like their highest and best life? The animals, people that come in contact with you. And I want you to have your pen and paper handy here, okay? Because I want you now to start to pay attention to those little voices that are telling you, you're out of your fucking mind. You can't have this. You can't have this because this, and this. This is ridiculous. You're being absurd right now. Nobody gets to have this. You're not special. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve happiness. You're lazy. Someone who has this life is just some wealthy asshole. Have you ever looked at your belief around wealth and what wealthy people are? Not all wealthy people get on dick rockets and take themselves to space, okay? Lots of wealthy people have amazing lives and give back and are good people. So you need to cultivate positivity around having these great lives. So take a moment, pause this video, and I want you to get really visceral with yourself. What are the horrible, horrible things that are going on in your head that you are hearing yourself say or someone else say why you can't have this? So just take a moment and do that. And this is an important practice. So whenever you're trying to manifest or dream or create, it's really important to pay attention to those voices and not just be like, nope, I don't hear you, okay? You write them down. So I had beliefs that were like, first of all, there's nobody out there. There's no partner out there that wants to do this kind of life with me. It doesn't exist. Second of all, if he does exist, he's not going to carry his own weight. And I'm going to lose it all because I'm going to have to leave this life, or I'm going to have to pick up his weight. I had a belief that people would be jealous and they would try to undermine me and destroy me. We burned all this stuff in the ceremony, so it's hard for me even to pull it up because I've released so much of it. The important thing is I want you to write all this stuff down, and then you look at it. And if you don't have the opportunity to work with somebody else to release this, a therapist or someone like me to release this stuff, then you just do it yourself. You go out and you imagine these things, and if they come from somebody, you ask, who's this come from? Is this a past life? Is this an ancestor? Is this my mom? Who is this? This is my neighbor? Is this my priest? And you give it back to them. Thank you. You thought you were supporting me. You thought you were keeping me safe. But this is not the life that I'm creating. Thank you so much, but no thank you. And you give it back to them. You energetically just give it back. Give it back to you. Okay? If it's your own belief, then you start to journal about that. Go down the rabbit hole. Why do I believe this? What do I believe about me is not enough? Did somebody tell me that? You go down that rabbit hole. You write it all down when that stuff comes up. Really look at it. Who does it belong to? Give it back to them. If it belongs to me, how can I heal it? What need is not being met with this belief? What do I need to feel in order to release this belief? And then you can safely burn those beliefs. You can bury them in the earth, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, this is getting super long. I told you it's a super long process, and not even doing it with you, it's been 20 minutes. Last thing you're going to do, this was the homework for everybody that came to the circle today, was to take down all the beautiful things that you wrote and write yourself an epic story just about like, when I'm sitting on a beautiful day in my amazing life, and this is what I'm feeling, da 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 da. This is what my partner is feeling. This is what my children are feeling. This is what everybody that enters the space is feeling. This is what the dumpster panda that is digging through my trash tonight is feeling. And I want you to write this beautiful story. And then I want you to read it to yourself every single day. You can take the piece of paper that you just wrote all your good juju on, and you can burn it or you can bury it. But the story, I want you to hang on to, and I want you to read it every single day. Okay? And then once it's in you and it feels like you can recite it verbatim, I want you to take it outside, fold it up, and bury it. And then I want you to just forget about it. Okay? Just let it germinate. You have told the universe, this is what I want to feel. This is the experience I want to have. And you're going to let it come to you however it comes to you. Because when we try to use our brains to be like, well, it looks like a house in Greece with this, this, and this, we have just narrowed our possibilities, okay? Because that might not be that house in Greece with the person you think it's going to be with. It might be somewhere vastly different, but who fucking cares? You're not there for the house in Greece. You're there for what you're feeling, for who you've become. And that's what we're trying to create. Who am I becoming to have this life? Okay, that's enough for me. I hope you're having a brilliant full moon, or whatever moon it is when you're listening or watching this. And if you want to know more about what I do, my website is holisticmojo.com. I do monthly online courses like this where I will work through this shit with you in a group setting. And I also do monthly in-person circles here in Stockholm. So you can always come over to my website, sign up for my newsletter, because that's where all this good stuff gets sent out to, or I let you know what's going on. And also when you sign up for my newsletter, you get my free 30 Days to Mindfulness course, where you just spend 2 minutes every single day for 30 days thinking about something different throughout your day. So you're heightening your awareness about what's going on in your life, what's working and what isn't working. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please do reach out to me. And if not, I just hope you enjoyed this video and this process, and I hope you got a lot out of it. All right, disco ball energy coming with the sunshine now behind me, and wishing you magic and love and support and grace. Bye.